Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your October 2020 reading. Um, I am glad to be back. I appreciate all of you joining me on my channel from Ash to Air. I had to take a little hiatus because I moved to a new residence and I had not moved in 20 years. So it was a big move. Kind of obsessed my world for a while, so I was not able to post any readings in September, but I'm back for my favorite month, October, where the veil is thinnest between the worlds and I get the biggest downloads of the year. I consider Samhain and that Sabbath to be sort of my personal new year. I've always loved the autumn. It was my sort of season of preference. Growing up on the East Coast, it's always beautiful there. But also, it just always felt like the season of new beginnings for me personally. So I guess that's the witchy in me, it's a witch's new year. And I always get excited for this season. It's a very spiritual month for me. And especially this year, I feel like it's really highly charged. We have a full moon on Halloween on the 31st, and it's in the sign of Taurus. We had, actually this month, that'll be the second full moon. We have a new moon tomorrow, the 16th. I'm shooting this on the 15th. So hopefully I'll get all these up by tomorrow, by the new moon. But pretty intense new moon. We got a lot of squares and aspects that are pretty intense, that include Mars, and not to mention the fact that we're in a Mercury retrograde right now too. So the energies are pretty heightened right now. I have several decks. I pulled out my Halloween themed or darker decks, some of them. We're going to be working with all of these here, and I've just put them up here so you can see them. This is a new one that I've never worked with before, Magical Herb Oracle. I just got it this month, so we'll check that out. I've got some more customized indie decks, and then of course the Halloween Tarot, which a lot of people know because it's been around for a while. You can get it on Amazon. Okay, so shall we dig in? Let's deep dive in and see where Gemini is for the month of October. And I think what I want to do is I'd like to start with the Halloween Oracle and get sort of an overall idea of where you guys are this month. So let's see if we can find the overarching theme. This is for my Gemini tribe. We've got Night Song, Hidden Talents. Okay, so Gemini, what are you holding back? Seems to me that this is a message about you holding back a little bit. And I think it's a message to tell you to look at the aspects of yourself that you have neglected. I think during this Halloween time would be an excellent time for you to pay attention to any omens or messengers from the other side. It's funny that there's a bird, the red bird, the ruby red bird, because in the new place where I live, there have been a lot of crows circling around lately, and I had one in particular kind of hanging outside my window, where I have a room where I consider it my office, but it's also where I do the readings and my spiritual work. And there's a beautiful window with a tree outside, and there is this crow the other day who was just trying to tell me something. I mean, he or she would not go away, just looking right at me through the window and squawking like crazy. So there might be a message for you from a bird. It's quite possible. There might be some gifts within you that you have not quite claimed or opened yet. So the time has come for you to kind of step into your true potential and claim all possibilities for yourself. So don't waste any more time. Don't make any other excuses. Take advantage of this month and of this wonderful energy, and go within, and also keep your eyes peeled for any signs from any animals. It could be a bird, it could be any, you could even be your own pet, but look for the stray feather that crosses your path. As you're walking, you see a feather that crosses your path or falls in front of you. That's always a sign. Or anything unusual, just keep your eyes peeled. But there are some things within you that have not been tapped yet. And so that seems to be the overall theme for you for this particular Halloween season. Okay, so let's move on and let's dive into working with the Trick or Treat Tarot. Let's see what the Trick or Treat Tarot has to say for our Gemini friends here. Wow, okay, right away. All right, we have got the Eight of Cups and the Four of Swords and the Fool. Well, right off the bat, these cards just flipped right out, and I definitely think that you have walked away from some kind of emotional sadness for sure with the Eight of Cups here. And yet you've been in sort of a incubation period where you've been sort of gathering yourself again emotionally. But the Fool indicates to me that there is something that you need to take a leap for. And it just ties into your Night Song card from the Halloween Oracle. There is something untapped within you. I mean, that's becoming a very, very strong message for you guys. Something exciting, and maybe something that you buried, a talent or a desire that you've had buried for a while is bubbling to the surface this month. And it's begging you to take a leap, to take a chance, to not stop yourself mentally and have any kind of machinations about, should I do this, or what if I do that, this could go wrong, that could go wrong. It's really saying you should look at something new in your life and take a risk. So let's see if we can find out what that risk is. We'll work with the Halloween Tarot now. Advice for my Gemini tribe. Guides, guardian angels, ascended masters. We've got the King of Ghosts. The Ace of Ghosts. Wants to come. Four of Pumpkins. So mastering your emotions transitioning from one emotional cycle and beginning a new one. Leading to some very, very positive, practical matters. It's possible that you guys might come into a little bit of cash this month, or there might be a little burst of income. Maybe business improves, or something comes from you clearing out and letting go and starting fresh. So again, with the Ace of Ghosts here, which is the Ace of Cups in the traditional tarot, you're getting another clear message of starting something fresh. New energy coming into your world, new opportunity, and a new opportunity for fulfillment. Let's move on to the Crooked Way Tarot and see if we can get a little bit more clarity. I'd like to know a little bit more about this new beginning for Gemini. What is it that they are meant to commit their energy to or set intentions on? What is this new energy coming into their world? Mistress of Sticks, Queen of Wands in the traditional tarot. She's a pretty magical woman. The Queen of Wands traditionally can be actually quite creative, charismatic, dynamic. See what else comes out. Are there any more messages for my Gemini tribe in regards to this new endeavor or new start, new beginning? Four of Pins. Well, you got the same card twice. So the Four of Pins is the Four of Swords. And I think, look, this is not an uncommon thing, because some of the other signs have been receiving these cards indicating a bit of a stall or a stagnation. And that's the way I'm interpreting it, because we are in a Mercury retrograde. There is a lot of aggressive energy flying around because of the cosmic lineup of planets and what's happening in the sky. So I think that coupled with what we see in our 3D world with COVID-19 still being an issue, depending on where you are in the world, businesses are still stalled. People are still afraid to, be completely out in the world. I think any endeavor that anyone would try to get going right now is not going to come to full blossom quite yet. So I just simply think that that's what this card is indicating. And you did get it twice, but it's kind of like telling you to take your time here, rest a little bit and recuperate from what you've walked away from, and allow yourself to kind of marinate on what it is you want to do. So I'm not getting a clear message from Spirit telling us exactly what it is. It's not giving us anything definitive, and it could be because this is a reading for the collective, so it doesn't want to nail one particular thing down. But it is making it very clear that this time this time of the season is a perfect time for you to look and see where it is you are not creatively fulfilled and explore how you could be more fulfilled. That's what I think that the ultimate message is here. I'm going to take a message from one more deck, the Crow Tarot, and see if we get any more specific information. Show me clearly, Spirit. Okay. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, interesting. Whoa. Okay. King of Swords. And Five of Swords reversed. King of Wands reversed. I think the message of this Four of Swords that's come out on two occasions from two different decks, I think the reason why it's screaming this message of take your time so loud and clear, specifically for the Gemini tribe, because I think Geminis, you guys have gone through perhaps some intense career or work dynamic in which you were dealing with some pretty strong energies. Perhaps you had a boss or some superior that was rather controlling and domineering and tough, a micromanager, perhaps, micromanaging you. I think that these outside energies have really drained you. And I think perhaps it affected you so deeply that it did affect you in an emotional way, and you may have made some sort of decision to walk away from that. Not necessarily getting the message that you are walking away to quit or to, it's not like I'm not sensing a tower moment here. You haven't gotten any cards that indicate to me that you have to completely throw the baby out with the bathwater. But what I am getting is that you have to change your state of mind and master your emotions about what's been happening with you in perhaps your work environment, so that you can see things with a fresh eyes, and perhaps once you change your attitude, you will see aspects within yourself, or you will release the confidence to share aspects of your ability that your coworkers and your boss may not have ever experienced, witnessed, or seen from you before. So the message from Spirit that's very strong is that this time period between now and the end of the month, maybe give or take a week or so, maybe bleeding into November a little bit, but this kind of very spiritual time of the year is the perfect time for you to go within, to take this Mercury retrograde and review and revise and sort of take stock of where you were in your thinking when it comes to your talents and your abilities and what you're capable of doing professionally, and reassess everything so that when you come through this period, you have a greater degree of confidence within yourself and what you have to share and what you have as an asset to whomever you work for or whatever you do. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because that to me is really what this reading is all about. It's about you in some way, shape, or form, not just taking your power back, but giving yourself credit by kind of getting to know yourself a little bit better, getting to know what your needs really are and what your capabilities really are. Let's close out with finding out what the magical herb oracle has to say. Let's see what you receive message wise, and maybe we'll get even more of a confirmation. Whoa. Okay, here is the one. Creativity, Ginger. Yes, there is something that has made you hold back your creative power, Gemini, and that's where you need to explore. That's what you need to take this time, this next 2 weeks, 3-week period to do, is explore your creativity, your creative power, and allow yourself to have the peace, allow yourself to have the peace of mind to have a bright idea, to be inspired again, to be like the fool, and have a trust for yourself to take a leap forward. I hope you enjoyed your reading, Gemini, and I will see you next time. Have a great Halloween.